Well, the study of flags is vexillology, but when it comes to North Korea, their attitude towards their flag is more like vexillolatry. They have a reverence to the flag which is hard to match anywhere else in the world, and that would include the United States. People come to the US and they say, well, the flag's Old Glory is seen a lot, but when you go to DPRK, you'll find it very rare that you don't see the flag. And North Korea does actually have, when you think about it, two national flags predominant. You have the de facto national flag of the red star on white disc, and you also have the de facto flag, which is the flag of the ruling governmental party, the Workers' Party of Korea, the crossed calligraphy brush along with the sickle and hammer. And you will see those flags intertwined more often than not. That carries on to a fair amount in their subnational flags. Their military flags also have the WPK emblem, and others have the variances of the national colours. It's not often that you don't see that. And seeing how it is utilised and used, not just in the capital city of Pyongyang, but all over the country, you can see that the reverence for that flag is taken very seriously.
And you've got a really interesting flag collection behind you there. Is that the entire DPR collection, or are there quite a few hiding out?
Well, these are the ones I have on my poles. Behind me back here, you see the DPRK flag, then the flag of the Workers' Party of Korea. The third flag is the flag of the Korean Friendship Association, who helped me a lot of my flag research. They are a very, they're very tightly wound group in towards the ruling party in North Korea. But without their input, I couldn't have gotten as far as I did. And the fourth one is the sample of one of their subnational flags. There is an international camp for children, the Songdo-wan International Children's Camp, and that is their flag. And I added it there to show, how their vexillographers are actually quite accomplished individuals. It's just a pity that we haven't found so far a vexillological association in the DPRK. I've asked my Chinese counterparts if they have any information pertaining to any group or organization overseeing flags. I am yet to hear back from them. Korean People's Armed Forces, they did have a distinctive flag, but now they mainly use the KPA flag, Korean People's Army, their ground force flag. You've also got one for their Air Force, their Navy, and their Worker Peasant Red Guard, which is like their reserve. And then you've also got the now the Rocket Forces. It's a green-coloured flag, which is quite unusual. And their Special Forces now the blue flag. So they've taken out away from the colours to an extent, but the sheer preponderance of all the flags put together, it's quite awe-inspiring.
Yeah, so Joey, Tara, what are your thoughts, if you want to weigh in a few bits and pieces about this flag?
Well, I'll start off just from a design standpoint. I think, Dave and Tracy, you touched on this quite a bit. It's gorgeous. I would say it's one of the best designed national flags that's out there. You look at all of the red, white, and blue flags together, which is probably the most popular color scheme. And this one stands out even among all those other flags that share that same color scheme because it is so well designed. And it's a shame that you've got the political albatross that's associated with this flag because I'm with you. I have the flag, which I actually got for this show. And I kept asking myself, am I going to actually fly this? And I don't know that I am because I'm still hung up on what I know it means politically. I don't know if anybody else in the neighborhood would even know that it's the flag of North Korea, but I know. And to me, it just feels wrong to fly it. And that's I guess just something that I have to get over. And to your point, there are other, despotic regimes around the world. You referenced Turkmenistan. I have the Turkmenistan flag. I have flown the Turkmenistan flag. Nobody, I guarantee you, in this neighborhood is going to know what that flag is because, they're not very prevalent as a country here in the West, whereas you pretty much know North Korea because, the Kim family is always doing something that is getting in the news and, depending upon who's in office, we may or may not be on the cusp of war. So
what I wanted to touch on is the 5 Northern Korean provinces flag. It's got the whole yin yang piece going on, and it's just very reminiscent to its lovely neighbours that they get on so well with. I assume it says the committee of the 5 Northern Korean provinces underneath it. The unification flag as well. That's an interesting one. It's just complicated as a flag goes. Sure, they could have come up with something better. But then I must admit, I'm surprised they've actually managed to come up with something at all between the two of them.
maybe steps.
Well, true. But I think the research I did, the last time it was used was back in 2019, if I've got that right.
That's
So
right.
it's not-
Yeah.
Oh, right.
For with the games or something like that.
Yeah.
They sent a joint Korean team.
When the Japanese colonial authorities had to leave the peninsula at the end of World War II, initially North Korea did use a flag very similar to South Korea's. And it was the Soviet occupation authorities that kind of suggested to Kim Il-sung, the first leader of North Korea, to change the design. Now, modern history has been rewritten there to say that Kim Il-sung did it on his own initiative. So you got to take various stories with a grain of salt. But as I said, they did have initially the South Korean flag, which is used now, or a slight variation of it. And I do agree with your view of the unification flag being, from a vexillological point of view, not the best design, to say the least. But from a political point of view, and we must always take that into consideration with Korea, an outline of the country seemed to be at least something they could agree on. And North and South agreeing on anything is a small miracle. So, we can knock the design, but let's not forget the politics behind it.
True that.
Speaking of small miracles, going under the assumption that the Soviet Union did influence the design of what became the flag of North Korea, I consider that actually not even such a small miracle, a major miracle, considering how ungodly ugly all of the SSR flags were. And they can come up with this beautiful design for North Korea, but all their SSR flags look like shit. So I'll take that as a win for North Korea.